What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing, and today's gonna be a quick, short live, but there's a lot of Dominican boxing news, excuse me, to talk about. So I definitely wanted to talk about it, break some news, as well as keep you guys updated as to what's going on in the Dominican boxing world. So first, I want to announce that Erickson Garcia will be fighting in 3 weeks on the zone. A co-main event. He will be fighting Malik Montgomery. Malik Montgomery used to be signed with hold on one second. He used to be signed with Kenny Porter. Let me pull up his box rec for you guys. I should have had this up already. And yeah, and he's this is a good opportunity for Everson Garcia. The only thing I don't like is Everson Garcia did tell me that this fight is at 132, not 135, as he likes to come in at. He's more comfortable as a lightweight. His last fight was at 130. He felt like the weight cut was much for him. Only going up 2 pounds, I don't like it. So this is the guy he's fighting, Malik Montgomery, who's from uh says he was born in Georgia. I'm not sure if that's where he's from, but Malik Montgomery 17-0 with 16 knockouts. So this guy's a big puncher, 28 years old, so he's a little bit on the older side. But if you look at his record, uh, he hasn't really beaten anybody of note. He has had a few fights in Dominican Republic, and yeah, and he's fighting Erickson Garcia. And Erickson Garcia, he had a comeback fight not long ago. He had a comeback fight in March 16th to be exact. He won by first round stoppage. The guy he beat, again, nobody of note. Guy was 23 and 13 and won. So, but hey, nonetheless, he shook some rust off. He got down comfortable, made down all the way to 136, and now this next fight being at 132, it does worry me a bit. It does worry me a bit. But hey, listen, yo, you getting another opportunity on TV. Last time Everton Garcia was on TV, he got knocked out in the first round, and I thought for sure that was probably going to be his last time fighting on television. Maybe it's his oh, de lo mío, que lo que, mi hermano. Jan Santana. Déjame poner el link ahí por si tú quieres entrar. Pero estoy dando la noticia en inglés, pero si tú entras, hacemos una entrevista en español si tú quieres. But yeah, getting back to Everson Garcia. So Everson Garcia, he's getting another opportunity on the zone. The zone's been making big moves. They just signed Boots. They bringing a lot of guys over there. And if obviously, I want to say Everson Garcia is most likely coming in as the B side. If he could come back with an upset on the zone, hey, this could be a big opportunity for him. Also, Henry Cedeño, he is making his comeback May 31st. May 31st against Matt Conway. Matt Conway is no one of note, to be honest with you. But hey, Henry is getting fights on in America, and one of the problems that I had with the way his career was being moved by his previous manager, cuadramos esta tarde. Ok, Tato, yo te tiro. Hablamos en privado y coordinamos algo para darle la información a la gente. Huey, what's going on, my man? Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, Henry Cedeño, he's fighting Matt Conway in Orlando, Florida. So I actually know I got Dominican fans out in Orlando. So if you guys interested in going to go see Henry Cedeño fight live, this is good opportunity. Obviously, we know Henry Cedeño, 12-0, 10 knockouts, who he just fought in the combat league the other day, and he won. He fought 2 rounds. He won both his rounds for his team. So shout out to him. Obviously doing good. He's out living in Reading, Pennsylvania now, training with the same trainer as his brother Elvis Cedeño, who many of you guys already are familiar with. But yeah, he's fighting Matt Conway, 22-3. Again, this is his first fight, and Hendry, I'm speaking. This is his first fight in America in quite a while. I don't think, and so let me see, when was his last fight in America? His last fight in America was in 2002. So this will be 2 years since he last fought in America. So I'm glad he's gonna go get this experience, fight in America. And I spoke to his peoples. They plan on moving him right. They plan on moving him you know, 3, 4 fights before they throw him in with the wolves, and that's exciting stuff. That's exciting stuff. I also got something cooking in the works. I definitely got to get both of those guys on, both Erickson Garcia and Hendry Cedeño, to talk about their fights. It's These are guys that the public doesn't know much, especially Hendry Cedeño, who's never fought on television at all. At least Erickson Garcia, I mean, it's unfortunate, but some people at least know him as the guy who got knocked out. This Hendry Cedeño, he's never fought on American television. And I haven't got confirmation if this fight will be televised. I don't think it is, but if things change, I definitely will let you guys know, for sure. Also, I wanted to address Elvis Rodriguez, who was on the Boxing Voice the other day, man. I believe it was yesterday. I like the energy Elvis Rodriguez was bringing to that program. He was talking his shit. He feels Subriel Matias ducked him. He held no punches. Subriel Matias had made a comment on Mill City Boxing, something along the lines of, nobody's ever hit Elvis like that. He just a little boy to me, and all types of shit. And Elvis on the Boxing Voice was saying, like, yo, my man, like, yeah, I never been hit like that. So why don't you hit me? Why don't you show me? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make this happen. And he was popping his shit in a way that I've never seen him talk. I'm definitely trying to schedule an interview with Elvis sometime soon to address all those things, because he feels like Subriel Matias ducked him. Subriel came on the show later saying like he never got an offer and stuff like that. But I know for a fact, I spoke to Elvis's people that they spoke to them in the WBA convention, and what was conveyed to Elvis was, right now we're looking for bigger and better things, and that they feel like that's a step backwards, and they entitled to their opinion, but you can't say Elvis is a step backwards when you fighting Liam Paro. No disrespect to Liam Paro, and Liam Paro, he's not a bad fighter. That's not that. Believe me, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, like, you can't say he's a step backwards in terms of notoriety or in popularity, in terms of promotability, because Elvis Rodriguez is one of the most popular Dominicans. Probably, I want to say, on Instagram, I think he has the most followers, if I'm not mistaken. And in terms of the culture, I think besides Carlos Adames, I think he's probably the second most popular. So there's that. There's the Puerto Rican Dominican rivalry. There's his style. He's a big puncher, southpaw. Subriel's a big puncher, orthodox. So that could have been a nice war to be made in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, the most immigrants in Puerto Rico are Dominican. And then we already have that rivalry involved. So I really was confused as to what moves this guy was making. And now I want to say this guy, Matias's team, I really was very confused as to why they chose the Liam Paro route. If the idea is, oh, you trying to make the most money, or you trying to make the biggest splash, you trying to make the most popular decision. Yeah, but that's just how boxing works sometimes. Boxing is weird. How sometimes a fight can make sense all in the world, and it doesn't happen. And I find it a little bit difficult to say it's not trying to avoid some smoke, trying to avoid a tough fight. When you consider that Liam Paro is not known at like I want to say like the average hardcore fan. I'll say I'm not gonna say the average fan because the average casual fan probably don't know either. The average hardcore boxing fan has seen more Elvis Rodriguez fights than they seen Liam Paro fights. The average hardcore boxing fan is more entertained by a Elvis Rodriguez fight. You know what I'm saying? Elvis Rodriguez is a come forward fire, a power puncher, somebody who's always pushing for the knockout. You get what I'm saying? And even in that fight he had with Adorno, that was a little bit boring. He still had a fucking nasty knockdown where I don't know how Adorno didn't drop. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, he's a very entertaining fighter, and it's like, why did that fight not happen? It's very confusing. I would love to have Subriel on the channel, but I don't think his peoples want him to interview with me for whatever reason. But nah, man, I definitely don't understand it and would like an explanation. I would like to ask some questions because although Nesta Gibbs, shout out to my man Nest, did ask some good questions. I feel like I need to dig a little bit deeper as to what happened there. What happened there? Um, there's one thing of man. There was another boxing news I had to report. Oh, Jan Santana. Speaking of him, who's in the chat, he will be fighting in June. No word on if he will be fighting on a Golden Boy card or on a top rank card, but he will be fighting in June in New York. Now, again, in New York, we don't know if it's Verona, New York, or if it's New York, in Madison Square Garden. Hopefully, it's in New York, New York. It makes it easier for us Dominicans to go travel and watch him fight, and make sure he feels supported. And but this is exciting. This is exciting. I think moving forward, they will be matching him up tough. Jan Santana, he just recently fought. Was it last Friday or Saturday? And man, he looked spectacular, man. Just everything from his defense to his power to his punch selection to his discipline, just look honestly just looked sensational. His opponent, I'll be honest with you, though, his opponent wasn't nothing to go crazy about. It wasn't like he fought Salvador Sanchez or something. He fought a last late minute replacement, but he did what you do with a guy like that. He went, boxed his ears off, was landing hard shots throughout the whole fight, and made him quit. I believe he didn't come out for the fourth round or something like that. So he beat him up for 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. And oh man, but he's definitely a prospect that we're super excited for. We also got Rohan Polanco, who's rumored to come back in June. Elvis Cedeno, that's rumored to come back in June. So June seems like it's gonna be a hot month for Dominicans. You got Jan Santana, you got Elvis Rodriguez, you got Rohan Polanco, you got Elvis Cedeno. That's 4 guys that are gonna be fighting in June. And May 31st, which is literally a day before June, you got Henry Cedeno fighting in Orlando, which I don't think is televised, but again, I haven't confirmed that, so I don't want to give you guys fake news. So far, I'm looking. Let me look at the card. Yeah, I don't see the card. Doesn't look like anybody that would be televised, but whatever. Regardless, he's getting a fight where he's gonna stay active. That from what I understand, he's gonna fight 2 more times after that fight. So hopefully it is televised, or if not televised, hopefully there's like a YouTube channel where they're streaming or something like that where we could watch, because uh he's someone who a lot of people get excited for. He has a great personality, and then he got so much swagger in the ring. uh Let me see if I could put a because when I made the announcement, I pulled up an old fight of his, and I just want to show you guys just how much swag that guy got, both in how he dresses as well as how he performs and how he fights. So I just want to pull this up. But yeah, man, performances like that, is something that could get the fans excited, man. That guy, you know, it looks like in that just in that clip. If I was to just show you that clip, because he's more of a boxer, but you see is somebody who's coming forward. You see is somebody who is not afraid to run some risk and put his hands down and you know move and dip and do all types of antics in a fight that is entertaining. Not like, all right, there he's using his defense, and a lot of people don't like defensive fighters, but if you're moving your head and using hand speed and doing dances in between. I think the fans are like that. And a lot of times in current boxing, we've complained about the entertainment factor of the fighters, specifically, like defensive fighters. A lot of people don't like the way Richardson Hitchens fight, because he's too defensive. And I'm a fan of Hitchens. Uh, some people complain about Shakur Stevenson and say some of his fights are boring. And then there's a few fighters like that. But you know, if you're gonna be defensive and you could throw some swag, some little sazon on it, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking. A little adobo could look good, man. It look good. And honestly, just from that clip, and he does these. I don't know if to call it antics. I don't know if that's offensive, but I call it antics for lack of a better term. He does these antics often. Like this is like his thing. So I think this is somebody that the fans would like, and specifically the Dominican fans. I know the Dominican fans they'll resonate with him. They'll resonate with him and identify with him because y'all know how we are, man. Ya nosotros somos nosotros somos, tú sabes, like lleno de vida and stuff like that. And he could bring that to the table. I think that for sure, man. And I can't wait till he's fully introduced to the boxing public. I know some of you guys know him from my interviews here and interviews he's done elsewhere and little fight clips he's had on TV. But once you guys see him fully develop, once you see him in there with a fighter who is on his level, I think that's when we'll see the best of him, and the best is yet to come. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. His brother, on the other hand, I think he has some things to work on. I know he's a big puncher, and his brother's Elvis Cedeno. For those who are wondering, I think he's a big puncher. He has some things to clean up. Mixing up head and body, knowing when to mix up the head and body work, being a little bit more patient, working on defense, working on setting traps, just a lot of little things. It's nothing major, but he'll develop. He'll develop. He only has, I believe, 6-7 fights, so he'll develop, and he's somebody I'm confident in. Again, he's fighting in June. No word on the date. But yeah. Carlos Adames. There's another boxing news I want to talk about. Carlos Adames. Uh, he won't be fighting in the UK anymore. That was a fight that was being negotiated, being rumored. Some that I was told directly from the source that was possibly going to happen, and then last minute, it just didn't happen. And now they're trying to potentially unify with Janibek. That's something that they're trying to do. And hey, we'll see. Janibek has 2 of the belts. If they can move up, elevate Carlos Adames to full champion, that could be a 3-belt unification, possibly on ESPN. So we'll see. We'll see. But it's supposedly that's something that they're trying to get. They're trying to get now the Janibek fight, now that the fight with Nathan Heaney in the UK has fell through. Shout out to Jorge Baez, and he asks, what do you think about this rematch between Edwin and Rayo? One thing I'll say is Rayo has gotten better. So I don't think this is going to be the same fight. And I also don't think that I do think that he knows not to play with Edwin now. He knows that this guy's a serious puncher. You get what I'm saying? So I think that he's not going to play with Edwin. You know what I'm saying? I think he's learned his lesson, and I think this is a different fight. I also don't like Edwin's trainer. I think that's too much talent in his hands. He kind of doesn't know what to do with it. I remember watching him against Shakur. Forgot to put the mouthpiece in. Just terrible game plan. Had him boxing. Waited to the end to tell him, "Oh, you need a knockout to win." It's just like, so I don't know. I don't know what to say. But I'll pick Edwin just because I feel like he has the mental advantage, and I know that Rayo does get hit, and Edwin it has great footwork and knows how to fight defensively. So I think I think he could I think I'm picking Edwin by knockout, but Rayo has a chance. Rayo has a chance. He has the better trainer in his corner, and he's improved. And he has that experience of being in the ring with Edwin, where he knows, like, all right, I can't just go fuck it. I'm a power puncher, you a power puncher. Let's trade. I don't think he could do that. I don't. So yeah, that's how I feel about that fight. I think Rayo has a better chance than he did in the first one. And I actually predicted Edwin would win the first fight, but I'm also predicting he wins the second fight, but he better be careful. He better not go in there just thinking this is the same Rayo, because I do think this guy improved. I really, really do. By the way, link is in the chat. Anybody want to hop on, talk with me? Again, this is going to be a short live. I just had a lot of boxing news, Dominican boxing news to talk about. I had to I had to do this live. Again, Erickson fighting, Hendry fighting, Elvis on the boxing voice. Shout out to the Nobody. What's your thoughts on the Lemos and Hitchens fight? What did you think of Hitchens' performance? It's funny. I had to work that day and I actually missed the fight. I haven't gotten around to see it. No, actually, I didn't work that day. Yo, I had to wake up early the next morning. I had to wake up like at 6 in the morning or something like that. No, early at 5:30 in the morning. So, yo, I'm like, yo, these main events. What's going on, boxing? Well, I'm talking to the sport. Yo, what's going on with these fights coming on at 12:30 a.m.? This isn't Pacquiao Mayweather. You get what I'm saying? Hold on, Ben. This isn't Pacquiao Mayweather where I'm like, all right, I'm willing to stay up super late. This is Richardson Hitchens versus fucking Lemos. By the way, I'm typing. I don't want y'all to think I'm texting. I'm texting my man Benji the link. Hold on 1 second. Benji, I text you the link. Hop on, man. But yeah, nah. Like, yo, I ain't watched that fight. I didn't watch that fight. It just came on too late, bro. It just came on too late. I fell asleep, man. I think I fell asleep like at 11:30, which is, again, I don't understand why boxing fights are going past that time unless it's, again, a major event. If this is a major event, then all right, cool. But if this is like Richardson Hitchens versus Gustavo Lemos, bro, what are we doing? I went to sleep, so I missed it. I have the DAZN app, so I'm eventually gonna go back to watching it. But from what I heard, it was a ugly fight where he kept holding and it was a little bit of a controversial decision. I saw Damian Lillard, the basketball player, saying that he felt that it was a robbery. I saw a lot of people on the time Twitter X timeline, whatever it's called now, saying that they don't agree with the decision either, that it should have been a draw, or Hitchens should have been short points should have been taken from Hitchens for holding. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Again, I ain't see the fight. What I do think is that these fights got to start and finish a lot earlier than they do, man, unless it's a major pay-per-view card. Now you telling me any fight, any big Canelo fight, let's say Canelo for Benavidez, all right, the main event not gonna start till 12:30. All right. Hold on. I got people trying to somebody forgot I was in here doing live. Anyways, yeah, it's insane how late these fights go on. I really don't get it, man. I really don't get it. But yo, Benji, you hopping on? Because this is a short live I'm doing, man. I'm about to hop off soon. Let me know. Let me know. Cause I know you got something to get off your chest. Hold on one second. Let me call him. Hold on. Yo, yo. All right, cool. All right, bro. All right, fellas, hold on. My man Benji about to hop on. And we're gonna talk some boxing. We got because we have to discuss this Subriel Matias situation. Yo, is he ducking or is he not? Like we gotta stay consistent, man. We gotta stay consistent. He's this big boogeyman, and yet, you know, we've seen Teofimo be willing to fight him. Devin Haney has said he's willing to fight him, and Elvis Rodriguez said he's willing to fight him. So you got two guys with belts saying they're willing to fight him, and then a top contender also saying he's willing to fight him. So I don't want him being billed as this big boogeyman. Richardson Hitchens saying he needs a couple fights before he gets to a title fight, or saying he's not comfortable with the IBF rehydration rules. Honestly, it's fair to me. I don't like a lot of people trying to make it seem like he's scared and this and that, and you could say that, but I can see somebody going, damn, I can only go up 10 pounds. I could see somebody being uncomfortable with that. I could see somebody being uncomfortable with you know, how many fights does Hitchens have? He does. I know he doesn't have 20 fights. I could see somebody going like, no, I'm a top fighter, but you know, I just need 2-3 fights before I get there. What I will say is, you know, he does talk a lot. You know, he does a lot of trash talking. So you don't buy yourself many favors when you do that. You know, when you talking trash like that, you know, people are gonna want to see you fight already. Like, all right, you this big killer. You say you are. You know, let's see it. Let's see it. You know, hold on. Richardson Hitchens. Hitchens. Yeah. Yeah, he's 18-0. So he's 18-0. He got I don't think that's unreasonable. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, again, he does talk a lot of shit, so I do understand the fans going like, "Yo, why you talking all this trash if you're not ready to talk?" Okay, okay. Elvis is going to jump on the live. All right, there you go, everybody. Elvis about to jump on the live, so y'all see what's going on here. But damn, I wish he hopped on now because I gotta go soon. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. But yeah, man, 18-0. And then he says he's uncomfortable with the rehydration clause. But the only thing is he did fight IBF eliminator. So like if you're uncomfortable the with the rehydration, why you fighting in the eliminator? Why not go the WBC route or the WBA route or the WBO route? You know what I'm saying? Why go the IBF route to just when you won and now you're the mandatory go? Nah, take me another route. Or nah, I don't want to fight for this belt, kind of because of the rules. I don't know. And by the way, I do agree with him. I don't like that rule. I don't like that rule. The rule should be, yo, you wade in, that's it. You rehydrate to where you rehydrate to. That's it. I don't care. It's dangerous for the fighter to have to now do somewhat of a second weigh-in. You get what I'm saying? Not even somewhat, a second weigh-in the next day when after the weigh-in, your mind should be clear. Should be like, all right, now let me eat, let me drink, let me sleep, let me do whatever I want, whatever I feel is gonna make me stronger for the fight. Let me do that now. But unfortunately, that's not the case. That's not the case with that sanctioning body. But yeah, man. But damn, what's going on, man? Let's get Elvis on, man. You got me excited. Elvis about to hop on. I definitely want to touch on that Subriel Matias. Matchroom don't do business with PBC like that. They mainly do business with Golden Boy. Um, yeah, but they were gonna allow Elvis to go. PBC was willing to allow Elvis to go. It was, and there were numbers were being discussed. The offer was not sent, but it was highly thought that the fight was gonna happen. Uh, um, because just because Elvis is on PBC, remember that's just his advisor. That's not his promoter. His promoter he's a free agent promotionally, but he's advised. He can sign with any other promoter he wants to. You get what I'm saying? So, um, and as of right now, they're the only ones who got him a fight. Matchroom was trying to get him to fight on Subriel's undercard against Alfredo Santiago, another Dominican, who actually fought Devin Haney before. I don't know if a lot of people know. But yeah, he was gonna fight on that undercard, but there was no guarantee he was gonna get Subriel afterwards, so they didn't take the fight. Understandably so, understandably slow. They're supposedly getting significant a lot more fight for the fight he does have, which is against Gabriel Goyas Valenzuela. I don't know if many of you know, but Elvis Rodriguez will be fighting Gabriel Goyas Valenzuela. He fought Steve Spark, Montana Love before. He's a good fighter. This isn't an easy out. Let me put up his box rec for you guys. A second. Oh, hold on. I got my man Benji. What's good, bro?
What's good, brother? What's going on, yo? I figure I'd jump on before he does so I can give him some time to get ready.
Nah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, now that we got you on, by the way, this is Benji. This is Elvis Rodriguez's manager. So throughout I want to say the last month or two, there's been heavy rumors that Elvis was going to be fighting Subriel Matias, and then the fight fell through. Uh,
Hmm.
what happened from your perspective?
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't really think they want to fight him, bro. Because again, I keep telling people this, like, I wasn't gonna say nothing, and Elvis wasn't gonna say nothing, but then he jumped on and was talking mad shit, and I think he talks out to both sides of his mouth because you know he has very different energy when it comes to Elvis. Like he's not saying all the stuff that he says about everybody else when it comes to Elvis. Like when it comes to Rivera's ducking him. When it comes to everyone's ducking him, and he's willing to fight all of these guys. It's
Oh,
because
you
he can't
breaking
say
up.
that about Elvis because we've taken the fight. Hello,
Oh, you good now? Yeah, you
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 hear
were
me?
breaking up a bit. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. You were breaking up a bit.
Yeah, it seems like because he can't say that about Elvis, he's mad, and then he's past Elvis, and like so he's not past all of these other guys, but he's past Elvis, and that just doesn't make sense because Elvis is past the guys you claim you're willing to fight. So it just seems like him or his team or both don't want to make the fight happen, and like you know, like I said, I wouldn't have gone on this and said anything if he didn't jump on saying whatever he was saying about my fighter.
Yeah, what do you make of him saying basically like you guys are beneath him? Like, and this isn't an exact quote, but it's just kind of like the energy he gave off. Kind of like you guys are under him. Like you guys need to go win a couple fights. Go, why don't you go fight Alfredo and Santiago? Then come talk to me. What do you make of him saying that?
Uh, again, like it just feels like it's very different energy when it comes to everyone else. He wants to fight, he's ready to fight, and they're ducking him, and he's gonna do this to them and that to them. And when it comes to Elvis, he plays matchmaker.
Mm.
No, but if you do this and you go over
He plays
here, and we're like,
matchmaker.
yo, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
Like, are you the
yeah.
boogeyman or not? Yo, that's all, yo. And ultimately, like, you know, in today's society, it's not about facts and reality because I have paperwork, so he can't deny that I didn't accept the fight. He can't deny that the fight was offered like he tried to do, and I had to, pull out the paperwork and be like, bro, here's the paperwork, bro. We was offered the fight, we accepted the fight. Um, like in today's society, the facts don't matter. It's just who's got the biggest mouthpiece and who has the most fans. And because he's got the bigger mouthpiece and more fans, like people validate whatever he says, even though he's talking out his ass and it don't make no sense.
Did you
It is
did
what it
you
is.
did you somewhat lose a little bit of respect for him, considering how he's conducted himself in regards to your fighter?
Look, we live in a funny world, bro. So he's doing what he needs to do to get where he needs to get to. I think I respect every fighter. Everyone who gets in that ring deserves to be respected, whether you like them or not. I don't like what he's doing because at this point you're just lying. But like, do I respect him? I mean, he's a fighter. Any fighter, you gotta respect any fighter, and he deserves where he's at. He earned that, and he earned that probably more so than a lot of guys who are there right now. So I can't take that away from him. Whatever he has said about Elvis, doesn't erase everything else he's done in his career.
And so, what do you make of him? Again, giving off that energy that you guys are beneath him, but then going and fighting Liam Paro, who me and you both know that fight don't excite the Puerto Rican public as much as it would him fighting a Dominican
That
in
that
Puerto
fight
Rico.
doesn't make sense. That fight doesn't make sense across the board, bro. On one hand, if you're a promoter, promotionally, clearly the bigger fight is Elvis versus Matias, especially in Puerto Rico, right? And I also think it means more more fans if you fight Elvis and whatever happens, whatever the results of that fight, I think means more to fans than whatever the results of Liam Paro is.
Right. But yo, Benji, actually, I'm running against time, my brother. I gotta go. I
So
hate to do this.
I was trying to waste time for him, bro. But
Yeah, nah. The thing is, I got to I have an appointment to go to. If it wasn't for that, I definitely would have stood on. Matter of fact, if he's not, I'll come on. I'll come back live later tonight. Is that you think that'll be okay? That way, it's more scheduled.
okay,
We could do it like
all
that.
right. And that way, it's just you two. Yeah, we'll do it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. All right.
I'll iron something out, and then it'll be just you two. You could do the. I'm tired of talking
Yeah.
about this, man.
No, no, it's all good. It's all good. All right, guys. Yo, listen,
All
I
right,
will be live later on today with Elvis Rodriguez. We will get into depth into this whole Subrio Matias mess, as well as
and the
his
Teofimo
fight.
mess too, because Teofimo ducking him too.
There we go. We could address Teofimo, and we could address that the guy who actually took the fight with him in Gabriel Goyas Valenzuela. So, I gotta go, but yo, again, I'll
All
be
right,
back later on today with Elvis Rodriguez. All right,
say fellas, have
peace.
a good one,
All
man.
right, peace.